Interlude. Meanwhile, in the Proxia Empire. The Proxia Empire was a military superpower located north of the Straw region. It boasted a large land size and bordered the Beltrum Kingdom to the south, which was shaped longer horizontally, whereas the Galark Kingdom to the southeast was shaped longer vertically. However, while its land size was comparable to its vast military prowess, the Proxia Empire was, in actuality, an extremely young country established merely 40 years ago. The founding emperor, Nidal, was a former orphan born to a small and impoverished kingdom. Once he grew up and started working as a mercenary, he made a name for himself with his unparalleled fighting ability. After seizing sovereignty of the small kingdom he belonged to, he formed the Proxia Empire. The lands to the north of the Straw region had once been known as warring countries, high in number and small in size. Led by Nidal, the Proxia Empire army stormed them one after another and expanded its land size in the blink of an eye. At the center of their military force were the elite Demidragon Knights, a squad formed of low-ranked Demidragons including winged lizards and lizard runners. They made use of the Demidragon's mobility to specialize in blitzkrieg-like attacks and capture over 20 small countries to date. However, the strongest warrior that supported the Proxia Empire was not in the Demidragon Knights. The strongest person in the empire, both past and present, was the founding emperor Nidal Proxia. Even in his 60s, Nidal's physical body showed no sign of old age. His enormous frame was still as hard as a boulder and fighting prowess as tremendous as ever, leaving both his own country and other countries in fear. Word of Nidal's military exploits had traveled wide and far throughout Straw, making him undoubtedly the strongest in the entire region. At present, somewhere in the imperial capital of the Proxia Empire, Nidgard, Nidal stood on the wide balcony of the towering imperial castle, idly looking down at the cityscape of the capital below. While the area would normally be forbidden to even the nobles of the imperial court, from behind Nidal spoke a friendly male voice. "Yo, Nidal. How's it going?" "Bored," Nidal replied listlessly. He didn't bother to turn around, showing no interest in the man talking to him. The young man was wearing the outfit of a soldier. His body was clad in high-quality combat clothes, and there was a sword hanging from his waist, but he showed none of the proper mannerisms of a knight. "Ha! You're always looking so damn depressed. Are you that restless for war?" "Actually, I've just been preparing an interesting stage for you to take part in," the man said with a sneer. "HMPH. My tastes don't match yours." "I'm not interested," Nidal answered with a huff. The man shrugged his shoulders with a sigh. Yeah. Stubborn as usual, I see. That aside, what are you gonna do? What about Beltrum? Though I'm not involved over there. I couldn't care less about that kingdom, Nidal stated bluntly. Now, you shouldn't be like that. It wouldn't be fun if the Arbor faction fell now. Don't worry about that. As a sign of friendship and reassurance, I've sent an official goodwill ambassador. Nothing will come of their internal conflicts. Ha! You sure went out of your way for a kingdom that'll fall sooner or later. Contrary to his words, the man gave a pleasant smile. I suppose we do agree there, Nidal said, huffing with a grin. Right. I guess I'll be making my way back to the kingdom of Palladia now. With nothing more to say, the man made to turn on his heel and leave, when another man's voice rang through the terrace. Please wait a moment. Ah! Well, if it ain't Reese, the man turned back and said. There, standing before him, was the man in question. I've been searching for you, Mr. Lucius, Reese said, grinning with an emotionless smile. And you always seem to show up at the most convenient time for yourself, Lucius said with a sneer. Now, don't say that. You and I know each other quite well, do we not? Reese retorted with a hollow smile. Stop that, it's disgusting. If you have business, say it already, Lucius said in clear irritation. Nidal didn't seem to be particularly interested in their exchange, as he observed with a blank face. I actually wanted to ask you for assistance, Reese said. Let's hear the deets, Lucius said with a grin. As you may have heard already, the kingdom of Beltrum has been shaken by the incident involving Charles Arbor's wedding ceremony. I am thinking of attacking the Ricker Guild in order to correct that balance, but I lack the military strength to do so, Reese said regrettably. You're saying your collection isn't enough? Yes, the Ricker Guild's closest confidant was stronger than expected, along with No, on top of another rather irregular case. In terms of combat ability, Even a significant number of minotaurs and revenants weren't enough to put up a fight.
Oh.
Lucius' eyes widened in interest. This irregular case has been quite the thorn in my side, which is why I wanted to ask for your cooperation. Oh, and your help won't be needed, Niddle. You stand out too much, Reese said, turning to Niddle to state the last few sentences with emphasis. HMPH. I am aware. Niddle snorted disinterestedly. So you want me to take care of that irregular case, is that it? Lucius asked jokingly, but Reese bluntly shook his head. No, I'll have my monsters create a distraction while you'll be in charge of conducting a kidnapping. TCH. What a boring role. Lucius was clearly disappointed, as it should be. If the kidnapping is successful, the goal of the attack will be achieved. Purposefully putting our best against a formidable opponent would be the most foolish of moves to make. Reese sighed in exasperation. He knew that Lucius must be aware of this himself, but he also knew that Lucius liked to prioritize his own pleasure over logic at times. I know. Well, I'll still make sure to have fun in my own way. So who do you want me to abduct? If you're in Amand, then it'd be that list-something brat who's been making a name for herself everywhere recently, no? Lucius asked casually. Reese shook his head faintly. No. While it would be favorable to take her if the chance arises, she is only my second priority. The target is someone else.
Oh.
Weren't you aiming for the Ricker Guild? Lucius furrowed his brow dubiously. Yes, attacking Amand and destroying the city would create quite the issue for the Ricker Guild, or rather the Galark Kingdom in general, Reese replied in a roundabout way. Ha! Cut the crap, tell me who the target is already, Lucius urged Reese with annoyance. The second princess of Beltrum, Princess Flora. Reese revealed the name of their attack target, and the plan to raid Amand quietly progressed.